Good afternoon, guys and girls. Actually, good morning, guys and girls. Rob with you this morning. A lot of college football games going on today. SEC has a few big games. Big Ten has a few big games, and also the Big 12 Red River Shootout. We'll talk about that before it's all said and done. Invited a few friends of mine in. If they decide to come in, they can slide right in, and we'll see what happens. Okay. Um, First off, today, let's talk about TCU and Kansas. That's a Big 12 game. A lot of people are just sliding by the wayside, but it's actually maybe for the Big 12 championship before it's all said and done. TCU playing excellent football right now. Kansas, I don't know anybody in the country that's playing both sides of the football much better than them right now. Alabama and Georgia aren't. Kansas right now, it is a team you better watch out for. I'm the only one that took Kansas today. Everybody likes TCU. Kansas is at home. TCU is a 6.5 point favorite. I'm really liking Kansas to win this game straight up today. I really do. They're 5-0. They've played some decent teams. They have rolled some teams too. That's what you got to do if you're going to be an undefeated team, 6-0, going and looking for a division or a conference title. I like Kansas in this ballgame today. We got Tennessee going to LSU. Both teams, to me, still have some flaws. Tennessee, they can't throw the ball when they want to throw the ball. They throw the ball at different times, but they don't throw it when they want to. LSU, their offense is kind of just lumpy right now. They really don't know what they're doing, but they're at home. They're in the Tiger Den. I like LSU today. Tennessee is a 2.5 point favorite. I like LSU. The crew is split on this game. I wouldn't bet on it, but I like LSU over Tennessee in this ball game. Arkansas heading to Mississippi State. Mississippi State is maybe the hardest team in the SEC to figure this year. You just don't know what you're getting. They're number 23 in the country. They're playing good football at times, excellent football at times, and then other times they look like they're tripping over their own self. I don't know what to make of it. I do know Arkansas, the Hogs can push people around, offensive line and defensive line. That gives me the feeling that they're at least going to stay in this ball game. I don't know if they can win the game or not, but you give me 6.5 points, I'll take Arkansas all day long in this ball game. I think it's going to be a very close game. It probably is going to be a one-possession game. It may even come down to a late field goal to win this game. And if it comes to that, Arkansas will at least cover this game. They may not. They may not win. Michigan, Indiana, Michigan. These are two teams going in different directions all the way around. Michigan's offense is starting to click a little bit. Indiana is not playing very well at all. They're playing at home. That's the only good thing they got going for them. 22 points is a lot of points to give to a team when you're going on the road in a conference game. But they taken into account that Michigan has one of the better pass rushes out there. They're very, very tough, and they're going to be tough to defend today. And I think Indiana is going to give some points up early and often. I like Michigan. The whole crew likes Michigan in this game. Michigan will roll and should not have a problem. South Florida and Cincinnati. This is a game that troubles me a lot. Cincinnati has not covered a spread this year. They're at home playing South Florida, not a great team. 27.5 point favorites. Everybody but Mike likes his South Florida team to cover today. And it's not so much South Florida is going to cover as it is Cincinnati's just not going to score a ton of points. I think they score, but I'm not sure they're going to score enough to cover this game. I like South Florida. They're not going to win it, but they may only lose by 20. If they lose by 20, they cover today. South Florida. Texas Tech, Oklahoma State. Um, this has got to be another one that's kind of concerning. And Harris kind of picked it up on it. He's taking Texas Tech today and the points. The rest of us are taking Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State has not been at home. I don't think they've played home in 3 weeks. That that makes you want to play for your fans when you haven't played at home in a couple of weeks. I like it. I don't know if it's going to be enough to pull 10 points out of the hat. It may come to it down to a touchdown, 5, 6 point game. I wouldn't bet this game. If I were, I would take Oklahoma State, but I'd go very light money wise on this game. I like Oklahoma State, but I see where Harris is coming from when he said he liked Texas Tech in this ball game. The next one we got Auburn and Georgia. Georgia a 29 and a hook favorite right here, and I just Georgia has not played well offensively in 4 weeks. They just haven't. Their defense still keeps them in games. When they played Missouri, Missouri had every chance in the world to win that ball game. Every chance in the world. Georgia's defense wouldn't allow them to win it. That's pretty much the way it worked. Auburn is not a great team. I'm not coming across and trying to tell you Auburn's a great team. I don't think Auburn has a chance in hell of beating Georgia today. That's not going to happen. But you're going to give me what's up? What's up, Mike? But you're going to give me 29 and a half points today. I'm taking Auburn in this game. I really am. Georgia wins it. Georgia wins it outright. Georgia stays in the top 5 in the country. I don't think it comes down to a late field goal. I don't think Auburn is as good as Missouri, although I don't think Missouri is world beaters. But Missouri gave Georgia a game, and that has to be concerning. Georgia may jump out to a quick 14-0 lead and never look back. That could happen. That could definitely happen. But today, I like Auburn. You give me 29 and a half points, I'll take the Auburn Tigers. I think Georgia wins it outright. They probably win by 20, but I don't think they win by 30 here. I'll take Auburn in this game. Let's flip it over. The next noon game is the Red River Shootout. Texas and Oklahoma. Two teams, to me, both are just fading away. They really are. Oklahoma, just in the last year or two, has been in playoffs. Texas hasn't been there for 10 years. They really Texas is just not. They're getting accustomed to being a decent team, not a good team, not even a good team. If I offend any Texas people out there, I'm not trying to, but you look at their record. Look at how they've went through head coaches. I mean, they've went through head coaches like people go through toilet paper. You've got to stay steady somewhere. This is a chance for them to steady the ship. I don't think it happens. They are mired in mediocrity. They really are. They play really well one week, and then the next week they play like garbage. You can't do that. You cannot play up and down to your competition. You can't do it. Oklahoma's too good for that. Oklahoma has a good offensive line. It has a good defensive line. I think this is going to be a field goal game, and Texas is favored by 6.5 points. There's no way in the world they should even be favored in this game. If I was gonna write this line, I would put Oklahoma -2. I think Oklahoma is a 2-point favorite here, not even a field goal. This is a game that's going to be a field goal game if Oklahoma can't get out there and let their track stars run. If they do that, there's a chance this could be a blowout by halftime. It could be a 28-point game. If there's going to be a blowout, Oklahoma will blow Texas out. It won't be the other way around. If Texas stays in this game, is able to run the football on Oklahoma, this could come down to a one-possession game. But Oklahoma's not losing by, Oklahoma is not 6.5 points worse than Texas. You can't tell me that. Just look at the Texas losses this year. They've been bad and not to great teams. Oklahoma has an injured quarterback, yes. Or do they have all the things running on track? No, they don't. No, they don't. If Oklahoma had all their gears in place and all their players in place, I think this would be a blowout. I think it would be an absolute blowout. They're playing at the Cotton Bowl. I think this ends up being a really good ball game today. They start at noon Eastern time, only in about 13, 14 minutes from now. Take Oklahoma in the points here, though. 6.5 is too many to give. Okay? If you've got to give points in this game, chances are you're going to lose. That's how close I think this ball game can be. Texas could win by a field goal. They could lose by a field goal. And that I think that's the way it's going to be. I don't think either team wins by over 7. If they do, Oklahoma is going to have their track stars running up and down the field, and it's not going to look good for Texas by the time this is over with. Utah, UCLA. This is one that worries me a lot. Utah is a 4-point favorite going to UCLA, and UCLA is playing excellent football right now. But when you hear of Utah and the Utes, you think of a lot of speed going up and down the field. Not the greatest defense in the world, but a lot of pass rushers. And we as a team, we all chose Utah today. And it worries me a little bit. It really does. I think UCLA has an excellent chance of winning this ball game outright. They are at home. They're playing down Southern California. It's going to be a little warmer down there. We don't know if it's going to rain. I don't think it's supposed to, but I think it's going to be a close game. I would be very, very scared to put any money on this game. UCLA would have normally been favored by 7 points, 8 points, maybe even 10 in this game. But UCLA is playing such good football. They're only a 4-point favorite. This one scares me. I think UCLA can win this ball game. I don't think they do. I still think Utah is the pick here. I think they'll win by a touchdown, but very, very tread lightly in this game. Do not go betting a lot of money on this ball game. Washington and Arizona State. This is another one right here. Arizona State fires their coach 5 weeks ago. And since then, all they've done is show heart. Look at what they did last week, which right now we'll look. What's up, J.D. McCoy? Anybody would like to come on here with me right now? All you got to do is, if you shoot your email up here, I'll actually have you on live with me and let you you can debate with me. Arizona State went to USC last week and loses 42-25. And you're like, okay, well, they got blown out 42-25. They scored 25 points against one of the top 5 teams in the country on the road. They're at home today against Washington. I think this could be a lot closer game than most people think. 14 points is how much Washington's favored. There's no way in the world I give 2 touchdowns up to this team. Do I think they're as good as Washington? No. But sometimes when you end up playing at home, in front of your home crowd, new coach, and just a new attitude, you end up at least showing up for the game. I think Arizona State, Bryce Young is not scheduled to play today. No, I don't think Bryce Young is playing today. So this is one that scares me a lot. I know Washington has played well at home. They've licked up Washington, Michigan State. But go back and look at what Michigan State's done this year. Michigan State's not the Michigan State of 2021. This is a team that's not very good this year. They rolled into UW, and Washington just pretty much gave them a drubbing. But that's happened to them a lot of times this year. That's got to be concerning to a Washington fan if your team's going on the road thinking, okay, we just handed Michigan State their asses. No, Michigan State's not a very good team this year. Washington heading down to Arizona State. Arizona State, we know their problems. We know they have problems, but they are at home. Washington is capable of winning this game by 30 points. I'm not saying they're not, but I think a little bit of home pride comes into this game. I wouldn't touch it with a stick right here. I took Arizona State, but there's no way I throw money either way on this game. I like Arizona State at home to keep it closer. Someone at ESPN graphics department was fired this morning. Oh, really? What's up, Tim? I invited Tim on the show with us too. Alex, Michael, JD. All you got to do is put your emails up, and I'll invite you to us. Tim, well, that's Tim right there, and you've seen him on our show before. We got Ohio State at Michigan State. I don't like to go against Tim here, but Michigan State really has not played well at all this year. But Rob, who are your top 3 Heisman candidates right now? You know what? I really don't know. So many guys have been getting hurt. I guess you got to have Stroud up there as number 1 right now. I guess he's got to be number 1 right there at there. Michigan State's played so bad this year, and they're hosting Ohio State. And Ohio State has rolled everybody they could. But they're 25.5-point favorites going on the road. And Tim saw that and it's like, okay, that's got to be a bit concerning. 25.5. That's a lot of points. It really is. But Tim even told us, he said he thinks Michigan State can keep it close. He doesn't think they're going to win. Here comes Tim right now. I'll ask him firsthand. Tim, do you see Michigan State having a chance to overturning this Ohio State team today, actually winning the game outright?
Not a chance.
No. But that 25.5 scared you, and you was like, okay, they may win by 20, but that 25.5, you just thought that was a lot, huh?
I thought it was no, then again, they could be running the ball a lot.
Yeah.
This Ohio State team has not been the quick strike team except for the Toledo game. They have not been the quick strike team.
And what's going to hurt Michigan State is if they get in a lot of 3 and outs.
Mm-hmm.
They cannot afford that. They cannot afford 3 and outs. They need to have 8, 10, even if they don't score, 8, 10, 12, 14 play drives and get it to the other end of the field, 3 yards, 4 yards in a cloud of dust, that type of deal. And I just don't know if they can run a football against this Ohio State team today. I really don't. If they can't, it's going to be a long day. If they have to throw the football, do you think they can stay in this ball game? If they have to, let's say they have to throw it 40 times against Ohio State.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I think it may come to that. I think they're going to end up having to throw the ball more than they run it. And if they do that, I think they're in real dire straits. I just talked about the Red River Shootout and how Texas is 6.5-point favorites today. I just don't see that. Do you? I mean, on paper, I see maybe Oklahoma a point or 2 favorite, maybe. But I just don't see Oklahoma. I don't see Texas as being a 6.5-point favorite here.
The reason why it probably is because Oklahoma's offense has sort of been a little inconsistent. And usually I would have put it more closer to like anywhere between 3 to 4.5.
And you would have had Texas a favorite.
Probably, yeah. Well,
okay.
Since it's in Texas, kind of sort of.
Well, they played into Cotton Bowl, right? They're not playing in Austin. Right. I would have had it 2 to 3 points the other way, and I'll tell you why. Texas has played so down to their competition this year. They've not rolled over what 2 teams they've really rolled. Other than that, they've really not done a lot. And that's what scares me. Offensively, I just don't know if they can drive the ball down against this Oklahoma defense. If neither team scored 20 points in this game, it wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't. It'd be one of the first times in a long time, I guess. But if this game ended 19-14, it would not surprise me at all. I just think Oklahoma has a few more weapons to go to, and that's just my thinking. We got Ole Miss going to Vanderbilt today, and Ole Miss an 18.5-point favorite. Folks, they're a top 10 team in the country. Ole Miss is a top 10 team. Vanderbilt's not. Here comes Keith with us.
Hey, I'm sorry. I just saw your invite.
Yeah, that's fine. I just sent it just a few minutes ago. Mike Ling is with us. Alex Mafasoli's with us. JD McCoy's with us. Okay, any of these guys that want to join us, all they got to do, like I say, is throw up an email address. They'll be shooting right down here with us. Keith, I was just talking.
Hey.
We was just talking about the Red River Shootout. Mm-hmm. If you were going to put odds down, like, okay, this is actual odds by Vegas. Texas is a 6.5 point favorite against Oklahoma.
Look at this. I got a lasagna stain on my shirt from last night. I'm still wearing the darn thing.
They're 6.5 point favorites today. Texas is.
Yeah.
If you were making or creating a line, what would Tim just told me his. I told him mine. Where would you have the line at if you were going to try to get as much even money across the line as possible? First off, do you see this
to get the even money,
or to try to get as much bet for both sides? So what I'm saying is, let's say you had it at even odds, pick 'em game, who do you think would get the most money thrown their way?
Texas.
You think so? All right. Let's say it's a 3-point game. Let's say Texas is 3-point favorites. Would that be closer to you? As what's up, Nance?
Well, every point is going to make it a little closer, but
where would you? Where do you think?
I think I'd probably put it like at 4.5 or so.
Okay, and that's about what Tim said. See, I see Oklahoma as a favorite here. I really do. I think Oklahoma's a 2 to 3 point favorite here. I really did. And Quinn Evers is back with Texas today. To me, their defense is not going to stop the running game. Oklahoma. We'll see. Now, I also think both of these teams are going to be happy to get 21 points, and I'm not sure either team gets 21 today. It could be a real good game, but I think it's going to be low scoring. Tim, how about
Oklahoma? You think it's going to be low scoring?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I think so. I don't think either team scores 25 points in this game. I really don't. I just don't. I don't know where they're going to get their points from. I don't think they're going to be throwing the ball. I don't think they'll be throwing it over the top that much today. BYU Notre Dame today. They're playing in
Vegas.
Oh, they played. Yeah, they played in Vegas today.
Vegas, yeah.
On Tim says he likes BYU in this game. Do you like them straight up? They're a 4-point dog. Do you think straight up they win, or do you think maybe they lose by a field goal? I think it could be a good close game. I really do.
You know what? I'll take BYU just to lose by a field goal then.
Yeah. So he took BYU and took you 4 points. Me and Keith both took Notre Dame today, but I tell you what, I'm not overconfident on it. What do you say, Keith?
Well, Notre Dame. I mean, I think there's a possibility they could show up and just dominate that game, but there's a chance that if they play sloppy, which they've done a couple times, then BYU could catch them. But I expected BYU to be closer in their game against Oregon than they were, even though it was up in Oregon. And Oregon just seemed like they controlled that whole game. BYU got a couple scores, but
Tim, that's a great question. To me, yesterday's comeback is better than 1980 even. What do you think?
Well, I mean, the thing
they were getting dominated the first 8 innings. They just got dominated.
Yeah, they did, but they also, I would put maybe starting a comeback against Nolan Ryan versus
against this bullpen that really was not showing up yesterday.
The only reason I kind of brought that up was I watched the Facing Nolan, excuse me, most of it documentary on Netflix.
Yeah,
it was actually decent. It goes a lot more into his family life.
Now that game yesterday,
as it does his professional life.
The game yesterday, the Cardinals had a relief pitcher out there, and they went out there to check his hand because it looked like he was cramping up or something after he hit Bohm, and they were checking his fingers and stuff, and they took him out. And I don't know if that had anything, because he was dealing with that, I guess, when the rally started, and then they made a change, and then that guy gave up a couple hits, and then it was really turned the game around. But
I saw some college football this morning. It's on the ESPN channel. They are really hyping up A&M today against Alabama. Alabama's a 24-point favorite. Your odd, like, let's say 10, you're thinking Alabama wins and dominates. 1, you're thinking, okay, I think BYU. I think A&M has an excellent chance of winning. Straight up winning. 1. To me, I think it's like an 8. I really think Alabama's going to be very tough to beat today. Once they lost their quarterback, Young, who I'm hearing is not playing today, they didn't slow down offensively. They kept throwing the football, and they got the ball around the yard. You know this kid has been taking more snaps this week. Keith, Alabama winning a 10, A&M winning a 0. Somewhere along in there, what kind of number are you liking today?
Winning or covering the spread?
Winning, straight up winning the game. Straight up
about
winning.
A 9.
9. Tim.
I like your 8 there. That's
okay.
Kind of what I'm going. Sorry, let me get myself in the frame here.
Yeah, I like just Nods. Any of you guys out there that want to come on, if you'd like to come on, let me know. And I am
game
with
day,
you,
they did their predictions this morning on that game, and Des thought Alabama would win pretty easily. Pat McAfee thought they'd win pretty easy. Riggle was on there, that guy that used to be on, like maybe still is, on the Fox NFL pregame show. And he thinks Alabama wins pretty easy. And Kirk Herbstreit thought Alabama would just dominate.
Roll them, yeah.
Well, let's hope Kirk Herbstreit gets to cleanse his palate with good football today, rather than what he had to put up with on Thursday. Holy shit!
Where were they at Thursday?
That was the field goal fest between the Broncos and the Colts.
He's on Amazon with Al Michaels.
Al Michaels. Oh my gosh, that thing was that was horrifying to watch in the bar. Even I was like,
was that 12-9 game?
12-9 was the final. In fact, Rob, I'll even throw this out. If the Colts didn't kick the field goal at the end of the game to tie it at 9, they would have lost to the Blue Jackets 7-6. The Blue Jackets put up 7 goals against the Blues that night and almost outscored the Colts.
The Colts win 12-9. So Rob, Mike, and Bob, and then we. Good Lord, we all 6 went under.
Yeah, that was kind of.
Does Russell Wilson coming out? This is 5 weeks. Does it disturb you guys now the way he's played after 5 weeks, Tim?
I haven't really seen any breakout performances. Like, he does not have a favorite target. He doesn't. He's running for his life back there.
Yeah. How about you, Keith?
I'm surprised that their offense isn't more
efficient.
Yeah, because Wilson's a pretty decent leader, and he's got 2 receivers out there in Sutton and Judy that are good.
Right, and over the last 2 or 3 years, they haven't had as good a quarterback as him.
Yeah.
To me, I don't think so. But they've run the football. Setting up the pass. They're not doing that this year. Everybody's keying in on a run, and they're all over Russell, and he's acting like a second-year quarterback. He scares me now because
and after that game there against the Colts, I probably increased my number on the likelihood of that coach getting let go during the season, because if you play like that another week or two.
Because that was one of the coaches I talked about during the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the coach for the Broncos.
Have they even won at home? Yeah, they beat the Texans at home.
Let's see. He lost. Oh, he lost this week to the Colts.
They beat the Texans.
Hold on. Last week. Broncos.
So you think that the Indian or the Guardians close it up today, or?
Yeah,
Broncos.
I don't think it'll take the brisk 2 hours 17 minutes that it did yesterday, but
yeah.
Oh, well, all of us in the office were kind of paying attention to. There's not that many anyways, but the early shift is 6 to 2:30, and people are like, "Oh man, I'm gonna go fight traffic."
Yeah. So they lost to the Raiders at Vegas, but the week before that, they was at home and beat the Niners. Remember the 11-10 fest?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Beat the Texans, too.
So they've won a game at home that really meant something. And then let's see, the week prior to that,
week 2, I think they beat the Texans.
16-9. 16-9. They beat them.
What's the most points they've scored in a game?
16, I think.
Wow.
I think that's it.
That's not very good, is it, Tim?
It's not. It's not.
It doesn't care.
Or is that bad? No, it's not good.
Right.
It doesn't carry a lot of weight if you want to try to go get a free agent, somebody to come out there and play. Let's see the first week.
Yeah, y'all have to keep me up on any college football going on. The Guardians are playing right now, so
we got you.
That's got my full attention. So
is it Glass now and who today?
Tristan McKenzie.
Okay, McKenzie, yeah. I saw earlier, but I couldn't remember who it was.
Yeah, the Broncos have scored 16 twice, but the week 1 they lost 17-16 to the Seahawks.
Yeah.
So that's got to be really concerning.
What they need is a game against the Commanders.
Do what?
They need a game against the Commanders.
Well, maybe the Commanders have a chance against those jabronis because if they can't score, at least it might be a 3-2 game, and we might win that one.
To me, the Commanders look worse this year than they have the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, he's not going to make it much longer either. He's not going to go much longer. Let's see. Well, Army, can Army take their wing offense? 3 in the backfield and one wide out and 2 tight ends, however way they play it anyway. And 1 tight end, I guess, is all they play with. And go down to Wake Forest, number 16 in the country, Wake. Go to Wake and win that game. Can they do it?
Can Army win? No.
They're 17-point dogs, and none of us picked Army.
Earlier today, I think it was on ESPN, they were talking about maybe the last time they played each other, and Wake Forest only had the ball like 17, 18, or 19 minutes in the game, but they scored 70 points.
Yeah.
Wake scored 70?
Yeah. And they only had the ball
had the ball
less
17
than a third
minutes
of the time.
And the other team had the ball 43 and a half minutes. Yeah.
Hold on, I got to pull this up. Army and Wake Forest.
Yeah, that was something they were talking about. I'm pretty sure that's what they said. Now, I could have heard it wrong.
When Andy Reid retires, where do you think he'll rank among best coaches of all time? Is he a top 10 coach? I don't know. He might be a top 10, maybe.
Yeah, he's probably top 10, but
let me ask you guys this: Chuck Noll, top 10 all time.
Probably. I mean, it's kind of.
Tom Landry, top 10 all time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Joe Gibbs, top 10 all time.
Yeah. I would say so.
3 Super Bowls.
3 different quarterbacks.
So 3 different quarterbacks. So that kind of does help his cause. Yeah. Well, the easy one is Shula. Yes.
Bill Walsh.
Yeah, Bill Walsh.
For innovation purposes, yes, Bill Walsh would definitely be.
So that's 5. That's 5 we got there. How about
Paul Brown probably would have to be up there too. He was pretty innovative too in his day.
Right. And then we're also leaving off like George Halas.
Yeah, Lombardi.
Wow.
So is Reid top 10 all time? Probably not.
Probably only because the numbers for the original NFL are so good.
Well, and then obviously now you got a heavy guy in New England. He's top 5.
Belichick, yeah.
Yeah, he's top 5.
Reid is he doesn't have the championships.
1.
Yeah,
just 1.
He's got 1, but he doesn't have the multiple rings.
Yeah.
And he's lost so many conference championship games.
And one of them with McNabb.
Like 3 times.
Oh, Rodney Barber down the sidelines.
McNabb is just, he lost all credibility with me when the regular season game went on and he had a tie after the.
Yeah, and he didn't know there would be a tie.
He's sitting there fixing his gloves. And Reed asked him, said, "What the hell are you doing?"
Oh.
Getting ready for the second overtime. Well, you might as well just get ready all you want to because we don't play a second overtime, you dumbass. He was a dumbass. You talking about somebody who didn't study the game.
Where do you put John Madden in the coaching ranks?
John Madden.
He's hurt by a short tenure.
Yeah.
Only 10 years.
He's not top 10. He's not top 10.
Jimmy Johnson? Short tenure.
No,
not long
he's
enough.
Not top 10. No, he didn't play long. He didn't coach long enough. And neither did the one that came from Oklahoma, Switzer.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Dick Vermeil?
Burnout. And it took too long in between.
Vermeil was there for 25 years and went to 2 Super Bowls, won one and lost one.
Yeah.
Or did he win 2?
No, he only won the one with the Rams. He went to the other one with the Eagles.
Won one and lost one with the Eagles. I don't think he's top 10 all time.
No.
Top 3 players to never have played in a Super Bowl. How about Barry Sanders?
Yeah.
Barry Sanders never played in but one playoff game, right? One playoff game. I think that was it.
Yeah,
2. No, well, we had the year that they got whipped by they whipped the Cowboys.
Okay.
And then the other one where they lost to the Packers and he only had like 2 rushing yards.
Mm-hmm. So he's got to be top of the list to have never played in a Super Bowl.
Ozzie Newsome?
Yeah. Well, if you're going to go tight end route, what about Antonio Gates?
All right. How about Marino?
He played in one.
Oh, did
Gates wasn't on the team that went to the Super Bowl for the Chargers?
Yeah, Super Bowl 19 against the 49ers.
Let's see.
Gates wasn't on that Chargers team that went to the Super Bowl?
Who was?
Wasn't Gates on that team?
No, Gates would have been.
That was a 90.
Hold on. He would have been in 4th grade in 1995 because he was on the 02 Kent State basketball team.
Remember when he played, I guess.
Let's see.
He went to the championship game, the conference championship game, when Marlon McCree fumbled after the interception.
I remember. That was with the Chargers?
Yeah.
Who'd they play?
New England.
Oh, that was the year that Rivers was hurt, right? He got by the Colts in Indianapolis.
Right. Yeah, the Darren Sproles game.
Yeah, he
almost
had an injured knee or something.
What's his name from the Chiefs? Ed Podolak. He almost broke Ed Podolak's record for total yards in a game, in a playoff game.
Was that game that went to 2 overtimes against the Dolphins?
Yes. That Ed Podolak I believe still has the record for most total yards in a playoff game.
He had that like extra crown or whatever on his helmet, didn't he?
I couldn't tell you.
Like it stuck out more or something.
So let's see. Top 3 players to never have played in a Super Bowl. I definitely say Barry Sanders is.
Terrell Owens and Randy Moss have both played in a Super Bowl,
Yeah.
so you can't throw them in there.
No.
Junior Seau played in one.
Warren Moon.
Oh, that's a good name.
How about Warren Moon? Warren Moon's a Hall of Famer.
Oh yeah.
That's a good.
That's a good name. I wouldn't say any of the '80s Browns. They weren't really all that great per se.
Biner, and what was the other guy's name?
Kevin Mack.
Yeah, they were tough runners, and they were great as a running back tandem. But
yeah. Well, Biner did play in the Super Bowl. He went with the Redskins in '92.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and they won.
Everson Walls.
I think he got in one of the Super Bowls.
Yeah, he was in one. He was in that '93 one, wasn't it?
No, the one against the Broncos.
Oh, okay.
I think he was in that one.
I didn't think he came around until like 19.
He 82, 81, 82 was first year.
Well, he was the guy covering Clark when on that play the catch.
Yeah, maybe that's a good name.
Year
then, because Rod Woodson made a Super Bowl.
He says Adrian Peterson, but how about this one? How about Calvin Johnson?
Oh.
Another Lion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got to go like way back. Well, I mean, not even playing like your league championship. Fran played in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Fran Tarkenton played plenty.
Like
I mean, just lost all of them. Yeah.
Right.
Marino only got the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Drew Brees got the one. Of course, Manning and Brady and them. How about Dan Fouts?
Dan Fouts would be a hell of a name. Yeah. Yeah. And then
I put him ahead of Warren Moon for quarterback.
And if you go put Fouts in there, how about his tight end?
Kellen Winslow.
He was a hell of a man. I tell you what, all you got to do is go back and watch that game he played against Miami.
Right.
Jeez. That shows you heart right there. You don't have to do a lot else to watch. You don't have to guess nobody's heart or what they're all about.
Right.
Tennessee's leads LSU 10-0 already. Oh, okay. Yeah, I really liked LSU in that game. It doesn't look like they're coming out to play today. What's Texas looking like real quick there? I'm head out probably about 12:30. Anybody got Texas score right?
Still no score.
Still no score. How far into the first quarter? About
5 minutes.
Oh, so it's 10 minutes still left in the first. Okay.
Yeah. And long play for Texas down to midfield, but 25-yard gain.
Yeah. But that's the thing. They were playing from their own side of the field. I think a lot of this game is going to get played from your own side of the field. I think the punters are going to – I say they'll have at least 10 punts in this game. 10 punts.
That sounds about right.
We'll see.
Archie Manning was pretty good, too.
Yeah, he wasn't bad. He played on such shitty teams, though. That's what hurt him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're close to the Super Bowl.
Florida State, NC State. That could be a good game tonight, too, this evening. NC State only a 3.5-point favorite, but Florida State's been playing a lot better football. I actually talked to somebody yesterday from about A&M. I'm not sure that coach is going to be that much longer. I'm really not. They need to win in the worst kind of way, Texas A&M. If they don't, he may be going pretty quick in that. Obviously Alabama, Johnny Manziel. No, I don't think Johnny Manziel gets up in the top 3 now. Johnny ain't even playing Canadian, is he?
No, I think he's in the fan-controlled football league, maybe.
Yeah, that's right. Some kind of shit where it's like 5-on-5 or 6-on-6.
Right.
Yeah, I saw some of that.
Through 1 inning, no score. Guardians and Rays.
0-0. And guys, I'm the only one out of the whole Jabroni network that likes South Carolina today. Everybody else likes Kentucky. A couple of them even like them big. But something tells me South Carolina keeps this game close. We'll see. Kansas State, Iowa State. Keith likes Iowa State at home, even as a dog.
Army and Wake Forest last year, the final score was 70-56.
Right.
70-56. I will go on record right now and say this. Neither team scores 50 this year.
I'll agree with that.
Neither team scores 50 this year.
And TCU's up 3-0 on Kansas.
Okay, they're up 3.
Michigan is up 7-0 on Indiana.
Yeah, and I think they're well on their way there.
And Mississippi State is up 7-0 on Arkansas.
Okay. What's South Florida doing with Cincinnati?
That game is probably not until later.
Oh, I thought they were playing now.
No, that game isn't until 2:30.
2:30. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Harris, I got your request, man. I'm on the road doing Uber. Got you, bro. Got you, bro. Yep. A lot of people ask me how's different people on the channel. Update on my dad. My dad had bleeding on the brain. We don't know where it started, where it came from, but we do know 3 weeks ago or so he hit his head kind of on the basin of the sink basin. wood, and there was blood up under him. Then he's got. I mean, it's hardly no scar there at all now. I will say that much. Anyway, he had surgery yesterday, 11 a.m. They didn't even have to drain anything. They said that all they did was it was like too much pressure on the brain, so they relieved that. They actually went through his leg. Some kind of way they did something through his leg to get to his brain. Don't ask me how, because I mean that'd be like I say, if you want to treat somebody, get rid of your tonsils and go through your asshole. I just don't know how they do it, but but anyway, they went through his leg, used a vein or something right there, and they did what they had to do. 45 minutes.
The femoral artery.
Huh?
Must have been the femoral artery.
Yeah, it must have been. But so they said anyway, when he came to yesterday afternoon, they had these like air packs on his legs and had him straight, and he doesn't like it at all. He kind of sleeps up in like a fetal position. Is that what you call it?
Mm-hmm.
Where you get your knees almost to your chest and shit like it. Yeah, he sleeps a lot like that. He did not like it at all yesterday. So he was just starting to get some food and stuff when we left. And we were like, okay, let's let him sleep much as you can. And we did that. And I think they think he's going to be okay. They are going to look him over real well for the next couple of days before he goes to a nursing home. But he is going to a nursing home. I played 4 weeks of my football, and I'm ending it on 4 weeks. And now I've got 12 teams in my playoffs for my fast drive football. Number 12, Cincinnati. The top 4 teams will get byes. They're going to get byes. 12 is going to play 5. 11 is going to play 6, and so on. Cincinnati, the Bearcats, are going to play Ole Miss, the Rebels. Michigan, believe it or not, out of 36 teams, they ended up being 11th on here. Michigan is going to play San Diego State. Arkansas will play number 7, Georgia. Georgia did take a loss. And Michigan is going to take on Notre Dame. That's the 8 teams outside the top 4. Now, who were the top 20? Who were the top 4 teams in the 2021? Number 4, Oklahoma. Number 3, NC State. They beat Georgia, so that gave them the right to be up there. Number 2, we only had 2 undefeated teams. Number 2, Ohio State. Played very, very good all through their 4 games. And number 1, Alabama. They have not lost a game. Not going to reseed. So 5-12, if Cincinnati wins, they're going to have to play at Oklahoma. And we'll see what happens there. And I'll start those games coming up in the next couple days. So let's see. Today, Guardians playing the Rays. Tim, straight up, who's going to win that game today? You say the Guardians?
Yeah.
Keith?
Yeah, I think the Guardians will win today.
I actually like the Rays in this game. I think it's going to go 3 games. Who's going to be playing the next game?
If it goes to game 3?
Oh, no, today.
Oh, today? I think they're
playing right now.
Well, no. The next game on the schedule is I think the Blue Jays have the next game.
Yeah, okay. So it'd be Blue Jays and
Mariners.
And Mariners won yesterday.
Yeah, 4-0.
Mm-hmm. And then you have a weird kind of 7:30 and 8:30.
Right. I know the Phillies play last game 8:37 tonight.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Well, because it's in St. Louis, that's why.
Who likes the Blue Jays today against Seattle?
I don't.
I kind of like Seattle.
I can see it.
You do? I kind of like Seattle today. I think maybe they can close it out. The 7:30 game is the Mets and Padres. Is DeGrom going today?
I think
Yes.
so.
And they have babied him so much. You know what? It is time for him to throw his big boy pants on.
Is it against Musgrove? I don't know.
No, it's against Blake Snell.
No,
Oh, okay.
Musgrove is going to go game 3. I think he might survive today.
Yeah,
I think he might survive. I think he'll survive, and they'll have Musgrove go game 3. Tim, who you like in that game today?
Seeing a sign that says Rays 2020 takes out Snell. Yes, takes out Snell. The Padres Mets game.
Yes,
I like the Mets.
I like the Mets today.
Keith, and so does Vegas at -170.
Yeah, like
and then Nola's pitching tonight
against Michaelis.
Yeah, against Miles Michaelis. Keith, who you like in that game?
I like the Cardinals tonight.
Tim?
Yeah, I like the Cardinals.
I do too. Nola has not pitched so great against the Cardinals. And if it gets to be a Ranger game tomorrow, we'll see what happens. Ranger Suarez, I would have rather seen him pitch today. I really would have. Rather seen Ranger pitch today and then let Nola go tomorrow. But I will say this much. The offense showed more life in the 9th inning yesterday than they've shown in the last month. So they've just got to come out the gate playing today like that. If they can win it. They can win. And then AL Division Series starts Tuesday night. They start Tuesday. National League Division Series starts Wednesday.
I wonder how the ratings will be this weekend up against football.
Well, the good thing for them is this. They're hoping, and that's just MLB for you. They're hoping it's going to be a lot of 2 and outs. It's going to be it. Let's see, tomorrow, if it goes Sunday, one of them's a noon start, right? A 12:07 start.
Let me check that real quick.
I think one of them's a 12:07. I think one's a 2:37 start. I think one's a
no. It's 2, 4, 7, and 8.
Is it 2, 4, 7, and 8?
Potentially,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I think it would make a lot more sense to have a 12.
Couples being over.
12, 2, 4, and 7. I think that would make a lot more sense. Or 12, 2, 4, and 6. 6 o'clock start is excellent, and I'll tell you why. If you're watching a late football game and you're waiting for Sunday night football, and the game is 3-0 in the third quarter with 5 minutes left to go, those folks that like offense are not going to sit there and watch that. Or if it's a 30-0 game and you're in the third quarter, you got yourself at least something to go over and turn to watch. But yeah, I wish it was a 12, 2, 4, and 6 start tomorrow.
I think a lot of it is that people got to go to church or something. It's like I get it why they don't. And then also it's like, what do you watch at noon? The pregame shows.
Yeah.
I
hardly ever turn on NFL pregame shows. Do you watch them, Tim?
Not really.
Keith?
Not really. I'll listen to a little bit on NFL Network, but I don't really sit there to watch.
I can't stand to watch Fox and CBS talk.
I haven't watched the Fox or CBS in probably 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the same thing every week, the same silly jokes and laughing and carrying on. It's just
after a while it gets old.
I like the old NFL today, back when Brent Musburger and them were on there.
I think there was a lot more information based instead of trying to make jokes.
And the thing is, they evaluated games. Even when Greek was there, a lot of people hated Greek, but at least Greek did say, like, yes, we got the Washington Redskins, we got the Dallas Cowboys playing in Texas Stadium. Who's got the better offense? All right, let's put a little check over here on the Dallas side. And that's the way it used to go, all the way down the thing. Intangibles. Well, this coach realizes if he gets fired, if he loses today, he could get fired. Let's give them intangibles. And then this is who I think wins the game. Irv, who you like? And then it went around the whole studio, and they generally talked about like 6 or 8 games. Then they would be like, well, this guy right here really, really had a hard time getting to the NFL, and they did a 5-minute story, talking to somebody about how their plights to get to the NFL or their family life or whatever, and they'd talk about that for 5 minutes, and then Next thing you know, it's hours done. But
Yeah.
nowadays,
It was a half an hour, I think.
It's you got the one interview, you get everybody does their little locks of the week, and it's like the issue is now is that the average fan could look all this stuff up on the internet. We kind of don't need the talking heads.
Yeah, and then then the thing is, you just can't hit somebody like you used to could.
Mm-hmm.
One hit in the first quarter, and they don't like it just because the helmet went away that they didn't like it. Changes the whole game, a whole reflection of a game. If you got a middle linebacker or a linebacker that's used to blitzing the quarterback 30 times a game, or used to going after him, or likes to shadow him, it makes a difference when you got to go with second and third defenders instead of having a regular ones going there. So it makes a difference. Folks, I'm going to go out here and check on my fire. I started a big fire. I had lit up about 6 foot high a little while ago, and got some limbs I cut off my tree back in the backyard with my saw. And we'll see what the wife.
Where do you got your fire contained in?
It's in that little circular spot in the middle of the yard, that little kind of like in the hole back there. I didn't know if you ever walked back there with me or not. It's this little area. What it was a tree there. And the tree fell, and then what it was, they took the roots and all out. So it's still a little bit of a hole there where the roots, it was roots this big to the tree going way down in the ground. So now I'm able to put leaves and limbs and stuff off of trees, and I just go out there and just light it up. Don't have to put no gas in it. And it's still kind of self-contained in that little hole there area. So, yeah, I don't have to worry about ants and all that garbage messing around out there because it's smoke, and that stuff takes care of all of it. So, what we eating, Tim?
Almonds,
okay. Staying with your healthy food lately.
Mm-hmm.
Have you lost any weight, or even looking to lose weight, or you just happy just to be healthy?
Little both.
Yeah, so
Although I've not been active, so that's kind of the. Yeah.
So you have been active, not been too active.
Not too active.
Okay. So once you get a little more active or whatever, it may just go straight down a lot quicker. How about you, Keith? You were talking about losing a little bit of weight. Have you been losing?
I've lost about 35 pounds.
Oh, okay. Really good.
Since mid-July.
Oh, okay. I definitely need to. I need to get out here and do a lot more walking. Yeah. They still got baseball seasons going on here right now, even in the cool evenings and all. Start playing at 7:00 in the evenings after school, Tuesdays and Thursdays and stuff. Too cold up there where Tim's at. Right.
It's a brisk 48 degrees right now here in Cleveland.
Oh my goodness. It's probably 60 here. Maybe 65.
I was listening to.
We made it 70 during the week coming up here, but the lows will be in the 40s.
Yeah, it gets cool here at night. 61 right now. 61, and tonight 37. Yeah. Oh yeah, we've been getting some cool. It's supposed to get 65 today, but I'm fine with that. If they were going to play ball this evening, they'd start 6:30, so it'd be probably about 59, 60 degrees.
Rob, I'm guessing they're playing under the lights then, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're playing under the lights, and then the thing is, a majority of the games still played during the daylight. If they play at 6:30, because they only play an hour and 15, hour and a half, and it's getting dark here about 20, 25 after 7 now, something like that.
Now, we just hit, then yours is a little later because we just got under the 7 o'clock mark yesterday.
Getting dark a little after 7.
A little before now.
A little before 7 o'clock.
Well, at least that's when sunset is.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit
and we're a little east of the mountains too, which that makes us maybe lose the sun maybe 5 minutes earlier than some places. If you was up on the mountaintops, you would have 15 extra minutes of daylight just because you would be able to see the west side over there. But in the morning time, it comes up really quick here. It comes up pretty good, so it's not bad. So.
I was listening to an interview that Jim Rome did with Mike Krzyzewski this week, and they were talking about Kobe Bryant, and I guess when Krzyzewski was coaching the Olympic team, and talking about where other players would be out at night, having fun and stuff, and they'd be coming in, and when they'd be coming in, Kobe was actually going out to work out and stuff real early in the morning. Like,
or he'd be just finishing practice. Yeah, he'd be practicing at crazy times of the night. Yeah, I'd heard about that. Yeah. It was nuts.
And they said that the other players started to kind of follow along with that and get up and start working out earlier and stuff.
He was a fitness buff, and look, even when he retired, he didn't have any gain. He hadn't had any weight gain and stuff like that. He stayed pretty well fit, I think. You still gonna have the people say that, well, LeBron's better than him and all this. To me, if I was starting a team, I would rather have Kobe than LeBron, because Kobe could play 4 positions everywhere but center. But he could play big. He could play
How
tall.
many players would you take ahead of LeBron? Michael Jordan and Kobe and
Tim Duncan. If I could start a team with Tim Duncan, it ain't many players I'd take ahead of Tim Duncan. He was just
Olajuwon?
Ahead of MJ? I mean, ahead of LeBron? No. Yes. Yeah. Bird, Magic. That's just me. Worthy to me was more of athletic power forward than LeBron. He couldn't shoot, but my goodness, he was really, really physical. And LeBron, to me, if he had played in the 80s, let's say it this way, that's the nicest way I can say it. If he had played back in the 80s, played against Barkley, Malone, and some of these guys,
William Beer, he had to play with him multiple times a year.
He wouldn't have pushed. Rodman, he wouldn't have pushed these guys around the way he does these guys. Plus, you can't touch each other no more. You can't touch each other. Mm-hmm. Michael Jordan.
And I think they let you get away with a lot more, like dribbling without.
Yeah, walking and stuff.
Yeah,
I think so.
Palming the ball and.
Yeah. If Michael Jordan played in 2010, and this would have been his prime, Mike could have averaged 45 a game. I truly believe it. Because
even with the zone defense?
Because I'll tell you, you couldn't touch him. Look at how many times you saw people hand check him. It was crazy, man. And Kobe played a little bit from the 90s, and played a little bit of both times. And he put 80 on the board. 82? Was it 82?
81.
81, that's right. Bird didn't do that. Jordan didn't do that. I mean, shit, he's got the second most points ever in the game.
Bird got to 50 a couple times, I think. But.
Who did?
They put 60 against Atlanta. Bird did.
Oh, you're talking about Bird? Yeah, Bird. If you ever want to watch a show, watch that one when he was down the Omni. Oh, good Lord. The Hawks players on the bench got fined that game by the coach because they were laughing and doing this kind of shit when Bird was making shots. That ain't no shit. I mean, they were high-fiving each other like this crazy white boy. Look at what this shit's going on. And I mean, he was spinning and shit, throwing the ball just 30 foot up. And it was just hitting all net. And they were just doing this bullshit. They were laughing, doing this kind of stuff on the sideline. And after the game was over, they all got fined like $5,000 each. It's on YouTube. That's all you got to do is watch it.
What was that coach's name? Fratello or something?
I don't think he would have been the coach then, but he could have been.
I don't know if Fratello was a coach
at that time for Atlanta. I don't think it was like Doug Moe or something like that.
It could have been, but it was nuts. I mean, He was doing turnaround jumping threes. And then one time they blew the whistle. He's outside the 3-point line, 2 steps away from the bench for Atlanta. Spins around one hand and goes, shoop, and he falls back and sits in one of the chairs between the 2 guys, right? Mm-hmm. The ball went, they already whistled it dead, so they're doing this shit. The refs are making it clear. It's not going to count. Swish right in the net, and the damn players for the Hawks do that shit before he gets back on the court. I'm like, I ain't never seen no garbage like that in my life. He just was. They said he was the biggest shit talker that ever played. He just, man. Yeah, What was that? Barkley even said this one time, said something about they were playing the Suns. No, they were playing the Sixers. That's what it was. Like 85. And he went to Charles right there, right before they was getting the ball, and said something about, I heard your mama can make good chicken and dumplings. And, yeah, I can. Let me go help her just for a second. I'll be right back.
While he's out, we'll give an update here on your college football games. TCU is leading Kansas 3-0 into the second quarter. End of the first quarter, Texas is up on Oklahoma 7-0.
Yeah.
Michigan is tied with Indiana at 7 apiece with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. And Tennessee is up 13-0 against LSU.
Yeah.
And Mississippi State is up 14-0 on Arkansas after 1.
Oh, okay. Bird looked at Barkley and said something. I heard your mom can make good chicken and dumplings. And Barkley said, well, yeah, of course you can. He said, you could look at my stomach and tell that. And Bird said, I probably could sit there and eat 3 helpings to your 1 helping. And Barkley said, no, ain't no chance of that. He said, I'll tell you what. I'll bet you that I can eat 3 helpings to your 1 if I can put 30 on the board against you tonight. And Barkley looked at him and said something about, I promise you won't score 20 on me. And come halftime, here comes Bird out of the halftime right there. It was playing in Philly. So I already got 24 on you. Said, why don't you just let Caldwell Jones or whatever his name was, why don't you just let him play me? Said something about, I'd hate to go tell Mama Barkley that I done run a son up a tree there before the end of the third quarter. And Barkley said, that ain't happening. Anyway, he put 37 on him. And they won by 4. The Celtics did. And Bird took his jersey off and handed it over to Barkley and said, what the hell is this for? Said something about, I want to make sure Mama Barkley orders me a size bigger because I'm going to sit there and eat 3 helpings of chicken and dumplings while our son sits over and talks to me about why I scored 37 on his ass. And I mean, yeah. Bird was a shit talker, man. I want Mama Barkley to order me a size bigger because I'm gonna need it for the next couple of weeks after I go home and eat something.
What kind of pizza?
How many pieces of pizza could Charles Barkley eat?
Probably not as many as you might think now. He's gotten a little more svelte than.
Yeah, and well, he's walking golf courses more now. That's what's happening. He's walking 4 miles a day because it's going from second tee to the, second green to the third tee. That's what he's doing, and he's playing better. He's playing better golf. I think I could beat him. I really, truly think I could beat him. I ain't gonna outdrive him, but I think I could beat him because he still has. If he plays 18 holes, you still see him. There are 3 or 4 shots that he just tops them and hits them 4 yards that far away and stuff. I think I could beat him. I really do. I don't know. But I'd love to be able to go against some of these guys that are famous and all. Be all right. Rob 55.
Don't
On the
don't
senior
challenge
team.
Rick Roden. He could probably still whip your ass.
Oh, well, Rick Roden can play, and I'll tell you somebody else can. That guy Jack Wagner. You ever seen him? Hell yeah. He ain't far from 70. He's 65 or more.
Yeah, look him up. After he was on Melrose Place and did the I need is a little more time.
Jack Black?
No, Jack Wagner.
Jack Wagner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was with Heather Locklear for a little bit. Engaged, not married. He's 63.
63. So he's 8 years older than me. Smoltz, you don't want to be playing Smoltz or Glavin. They're both in like 1, 2, 3 shot. That's it.
That's their handicap, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Romo, but every time I see Romo play, he always has that 2 or 3 holes. He don't play the greatest. Right. Steph Curry's pretty good. Yeah.
I mean, there's some that are like for average human beings. They're pretty good. Just God-given talent.
Yeah.
So when does the golf season start and end? I mean, what's like
golf season that goes around the clock now? It pretty much it's already started now
for the pros.
Yeah, they've already started the 23 season already.
Okay.
All right.
It goes around because they got so many places they have to play.
All right, then.
They play the President's Cup, they play the Ryder Cup, and they do all this other stuff. And that's
when they have that championship tournament. Is that the final thing, like that one that
at East Lake and Georgia, East Lake, Georgia? Yeah, that's the end of it.
Where they have, like you'll play a tournament and then it's like you'll start out with a minus score.
Playoffs. Yeah. What the leader starts off at -10, then -9, -8, and goes all the way down like that. It's only 30 players out there. Rory McIlroy won it this year, so he won it.
Yeah, that's right. He came back on
$14 million. Mm-hmm. Scotty Scheffler couldn't hold him off.
Right.
But that's the thing. Scotty Scheffler was number 1 this year. Pretty much, he's going to be player of the year, and he's probably made a total of $12-14 million. And they offered him 75 just to go to the Live Tour. Live's playing this weekend. I've watched some of the Live Tour already. They're going to keep gutting it, the PGA Tour. And now I'm hearing what they really want to do. They want to gut the LPGA Tour, and they are wanting to get women and play earlier in the day, same course. So they would start them. They'd start him off 8 a.m. in the summertime, 7:30 a.m. and be done by 1:30. Then put the men out there from 1:30 and play till 7 o'clock at night. That's what they want to do. And if they end up doing that, they're going to go after every Asian out there. Every one of them. And that's what's going to be crazy. What's up?
Hi, boys.
She said hello.
I was kind of always looking for some kind of famous.
Oh, she said hi, boy. She said hi, boys. What'd you say, Keith?
Hey, good morning, Darlene. Good afternoon now.
Good afternoon for us, but a good morning still for him, he said. Wind's starting up out there a little bit now, too, so I got to watch that fire a little bit. So I'm going to go grab something to eat for lunch. I don't know what. I'm sure it'll be something good. Anyway, I don't think it's going to be chilly. I think I'm going to go some other route this morning.
You going to come on any more this weekend?
Huh?
You going to be on any more this weekend?
Yeah. I'd like to come on tomorrow and have a pregame for the NFL. I'd like to do that. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes you come on at night. Sometimes you don't.
Yeah. It just depends on where me and Darlene's at the time. But I'm going to kind of. I think I'll probably go back to the hospital Monday.
Yeah. Your dad's still stable.
Do what?
Your dad's still stable.
Yeah.
That's good.
And
I don't know how my dad's brother's doing. I haven't heard anything more.
They want him to sleep and rest as much as possible. Don't want him to get excited. So I want him to get as much rest as he can. He's going to be there Tuesday and Wednesday anyway. So, and then he's going to be moved over to the nursing home. Then seeing him then's a lot different because you can go in almost anytime you want to. My mom even was talking about spending nights over there. So if she's doing all that, he don't need all the company. If she's saying to him that he can eat something and do all that, when I go, I generally call 10 minutes ahead of time, 15 minutes before I get there, and be like, Pops, you want a soft drink? Pops, you want an apple pie? Or do you want, he likes these strawberry cream pies at McDonald's. But they don't have them now because they get the pumpkin pies going on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I'll see if he
At
wants
McDonald's, they got pumpkin pies?
Yeah, little
I
pumpkin
never
pies.
knew about the strawberry cream pies.
Yeah,
Yes.
pumpkin and cream or something. What Darlene says.
Is it like a slice of pie in a pack?
No, it's the same kind as the apple pie, right? Same kind like the apple pie in the little paper sleeve. Yeah.
Was it like strawberry cheesecake pie or something?
No. Well, the strawberry one, the strawberry and cream, I think. Strawberry. She said it's real good. She said it's really good, and then the pumpkin is like pumpkin and cream too.
Pumpkin and cream.
Yeah. Strawberry one's hot though. It's a hot one. It's been baked. So that
Okay.
they're the only three I know that they make, but they may make a fourth one. Strawberry, pumpkin, apple. I want to say they used to do a peach, but I don't know if they do that.
A blueberry or something.
Blueberry. They might have used to do it, but I don't think they do it now.
Right.
I'm gonna go in here and grab something to eat. Talk to you later, bud. Okay. You folks have a great day.
Have a good day,
I still say Oklahoma comes back and beats Texas. We'll see. Have a good one, guys.
Bye bye.